All right. Well, the Chargers are still the visiting team at StubHub.
Oh, boy.
It's getting to be.
Yeah.
What are you doing here and why?
They should go to Boise.
Um,
At least they have a fan base.
I heard, I was listening to some San Diego sports talk radio a couple of days ago, and I guess Goodell was at the game Sunday.
Oh, really?
And the San Diego guys were wondering what. Roger Goodell never went to San Diego to see a game.
Right.
This is his second time out to. I think he was out there for the Charger opener, and he's out there Sunday. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Another crowd of 25,000.
They said, so I was Matt Money Smith. I was listening to those guys, and he said, okay, first game, Miami, it was like 60-40 Chargers fans.
Right.
It was our home opener. The next game, it was 60-40 Chiefs fans. And they said it was at least 70-30 Eagles fans.
Yeah.
It's got to be tough to play as a home Charger player to sit there and go, I'm home, but I'm actually away. That's got to be really. So your best time's like, let's get out of here. Let's go on the road and lose another one by 2.
And that's not an exaggeration. I mean, Matt Money Smith is on the Chargers payroll.
Right,
I mean, he's their radio guy.
Yeah.
So, for him to say that, he's not. That's not an exaggeration.
He's not a home.
He's talking the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Rivers has had some very harsh words to say about.
I'm sure.
The only good thing about these games, at least the Chargers are prepared to go on the road.
Right. No, exactly. No doubt about it. Right. And they're prepared to lose by 3 or 2 or 1 or whatever.
Exactly. And they can lose just as easily on the road as at home.
Yeah.
But again, and I listen to a lot of San Diego sports radio, and it's to me, it's just laughable. Like, oh my God, 0-4, and maybe they're coming back to San Diego, and it's like, or maybe they're going to force them to. So like, you know what? You couldn't. For 30 years, you could not build a stadium for this team.
Exactly.
You don't deserve them back. There's no way they should go back. They should continue to play in front of 10,000 people at StubHub before they even set foot back in San Diego. San Diego doesn't deserve an NFL team. They don't deserve this NFL team. I feel bad for the fans, but for the taxpayers and the voters, they never did a thing.
No,
they never got the stadium going. Whether or not, again, that's an argument for another day. For different people, is whether or not taxpayers should be paying for stadiums. But the bottom line is that NFL has came out and said, we can't hold the Super Bowl here anymore. It's perfect venue for the Super Bowl.
Right.
We can't do it because your stadium is a piece of crap.
Right.
There's no luxury boxes. The facilities are bad. It's terrible. You got enough hotels. This is great. People will want to come here.
Yeah.
But we're not going to hold the Super Bowl here until you build a stadium. And they went, oh, well.
Yeah. See you later.
Right.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And they let them go. And they don't deserve this team.
They actually told the people of San Diego, they said, we will have a team here. They never said the Chargers. They just said a team.
Who said
that? The owners.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they said, we're going to get a team down. We're going to keep a team down here in San Diego. And it was really weird because a lot of, the voting down there for that stadium, right? It wasn't it was only the city of San Diego. It wasn't the county of San Diego.
Right. No.
So it was only certain spots that you could vote on, right? So there was a lot of, I was talking to the head of tourism down there, and he said, John, there was a lot of stuff under the table that was being lied to the people. And he goes, so the people that actually support this are up in North County and Orange County and up in Carlsbad area, and that they didn't really get to get to vote,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So your true fans really weren't getting to vote for that. And then the tax through the hotels was totally, it was said one way, but it was really another way. So on the taxes for the for the tourism to come in and pay for this stadium, so there was a lot of stuff that was said, but it was very vague and gray, and
then
a lot of those
there were competing venues and sites for where they wanted to build it.
There was a whole
and then they wanted to try and blend it in with San Diego State, and San Diego State says, no, we're not playing in we want our own stadium, and that was one of the other things that torpedoed some things. It's like San Diego would probably be happy to fund or help fund a stadium for San Diego State, but they just weren't going to do it for the Chargers, and they certainly won't do it for both.
Right.
And that means even the next team that might even be considering moving there has to think twice about it.
Sure
They
do.
have to think.
I
twice
actually
about
heard rumors. Again, this is just a flat out rumor, but I had heard the owners for the Ducks have looked in buying that stadium, downsizing it tremendously, and bringing a soccer team, MLS soccer team,
Well,
in
they're
there,
talking about expansion.
and also having a stadium that a San Diego State could fill, so it'd kind of be like
Right.
what we have at the StubHub,
StubHub,
right down there, and
Yes.
then it would be able also be built for concerts and all that kind
You
of
know,
stuff.
John, I've heard so many different things. It's like, oh, well, you know, when the Padres got their own stadium, it was sort of a no-brainer, but it's like there will be no football in this stadium. Okay. So now the old San Diego, the Murph, whatever it was,
Jack
Jack
Murphy.
Murphy, yeah.
you know,
Qualcomm,
You
Jack
know,
Murphy, yeah.
it is sort of sitting there, and it's a dinosaur.
It is.
And so it's like, well, we already built a stadium, you know, why we don't need to. So let's just put it off. And then there were so many different conflicting things. And it was like, are you going to build an NFL stadium and then have San Diego State play there as well? Because they don't want to do that. You know, they don't feel that there's any home field advantage to playing in a humongous stadium.
Right.
They can fill a 35,000
Yeah, exactly.
or 40,000
40,000, right.
you know, stadium, but they don't want to play in a cavernous NFL stadium. So
Right.
for them, they're digging their heels in and saying, we don't want to share a stadium with the Chargers anymore.
I don't blame them.
All right. And then there's a team then there's a group that comes in and says, well, we can build this facility that's a soccer facility. And San Diego State says, we're not going to play football in your soccer stadium. You know, so now, so there's a lot of stuff. There's this group that says San Diego State, the Aztecs are going to will play in a soccer stadium. But there's one group that says, no, this is a soccer facility only. And, you know, concerts and things like that. It is just a cluster. It's an absolute,
It's a mess.
yeah,
It's a
football.
mess. It's a mess.
FYI,
They come back?
Yankees Gregorius just hit a 3-run homer to tie it.
Wow. They're back.
Here we go. Welcome to Major League Baseball playoffs.
Exactly.
So
So
one other thing I wanted to.
I'm sorry, that was a first inning home run then, because I think I saw that Gregorius was coming up with runners on in
really?
the first.
Long game.
Because they're only in the middle of the second.
But getting back to the Chargers, right? I want to come in and I want to establish the run.
Anthony
58 yards in rushing on Sunday. You know, what you're doing is you're not running, and you have a guy that can run the ball. So, you know.
Well, can he? I mean, is it? You know,
Well, he only
Melvin
had he had 10 touches for 22 yards. You know.
Yeah, and then they had a guy who ran the ball one time for 35. Right?
Yeah, he was the guy that was a player to be named later that
Wouldn't-
they just picked up.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to give him another chance.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, one attempt for 35 yards for a touchdown.
No balance there.
Yeah,
no balance, no weapons. You got to question, you know, some of the draft picks. The Mike Williams pick, it looks like it absolutely looks like a disaster, completely disaster. Okay, so if it wasn't Christian McCaffrey, get somebody else. But I don't think Williams is even close to coming back.
No, I don't think he is either.
No.
And by you're 0-4, so take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Like
No hurry now.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just you go hang out with David Carr and talk backs, okay?